Alright guys, in this video, we're going to talk about those of you who've been trying to get into memes. It seems like every single coin that you get in is an automatic top signal. You're buying high, you're selling low, you're losing back to back to back. Maybe you blew a few ports. You're watching all of these streamers make all of this money. You're on crypto Twitter. You see that it can happen, but it's not happening for you. Maybe you've even been in coins and sold out right before 5, 10, 20, even 100x. And that's giving you hope to keep going, but you can't seem to figure out the strategy. So in this video, I'm going to break it down from A to Z. Now, I'm putting this out there unscripted, unrehearsed. It's just going to be a raw video, no shiny, flashy edits. So you got to be able to just get through the video to the very end if you want to find the alpha. I'm going to give you some of my projections on 5 to 10x plays as well. And I'm going to show you exactly why this strategy works and why what you're doing doesn't work. I have a few more videos coming out. They're getting edited, but I wanted to put something out kind of just right away, straight from my laptop onto YouTube so that you guys could get it ASAP, because now is the time. There isn't much time left. Now, first thing I want to go over is just the mindset. A lot of you guys came into Memecoins recent, within the past year, past 3, 4, 5, 6 months. Some of you guys are 2025 crypto natives, right? I've been in this space since 2017. It's a different game if you're just entering now, especially within the meme coin culture. Okay, there's been so much metas, there's been so many narratives, there's been so much lore that has matured in the past few months that tend to keep re-emerging, right? There's a lot of patterns that we see who's been around for a long time, that we see, that we completely understand, that when a narrative drops, we're already in there, we're first, we're early. If you're coming in now, you're already at a huge disadvantage. And that's not to say that you can't make it, but that is to say that you have to lock in more than anybody else. And by locking in, and by the saying keep clicking, this just means to study more than you trade. Catch up more than you trade. Don't over trade, don't over gamble. This is why you keep losing. And don't follow the people that are streaming and using you as EL and things of that nature. It's good to learn from these guys, right? It's good entertainment, maybe just to see how the market works, the potential, things of that nature. But if you're new, relatively new, even just in the past year, and you haven't been locked in 15, 16 hours a day, you're already at a huge disadvantage. So we're going to start there. That's why people use things like alpha groups, join a strong community, right? I'm a shamelessly plug Rage Pro, right, in the description. Join a community where you can ask questions and catch up on lore and see the ever-changing metas in the market. You have to always be up to date by the day on what's going on in the markets. If you're not up to date by the day, by the hour, that's how fast narratives change, right? Just like I said, hopefully you guys could get through this video, 15, 20-minute video, without having to skip and choose another video and, get so distracted, because this day and age, it's a squirrel brain, attention span mentality. And you see it in memes as well, right? But you got to understand, sometimes you got to nerd out about the things that you want to make money in. So a lot of catching up that you have to do. Join the community. That's just pretext to everything that I'm about to say, because that's one of the minor things, because there's still so much work you got to do on your part. People are always asking, this alpha group compared to that alpha group compared to this alpha group, what's more active, what's more this. You have to also be able to bring value to the alpha group, and not for the group, but for you, right? Because the only common denominator between every single alpha group is you, right? It's how much you're studying, how much work you're putting in, how much scanning time do you put in on a daily basis, how much research do you do on a daily basis. Okay, and this video is a little bit more advanced. This is videos for the people that's been trading, right? If you're new, I have other videos that break down A to Z, a lot of stuff that I'm talking about. If you join my Rage Pro alpha group, I have a whole A to Z course that breaks down every single thing. We have weekly Q&As. I have a bunch of videos just like this that, pre-recorded already. It's all there, but I wanted to put something out for you guys, right? You guys that's been trading and you can't seem to catch that breakthrough yet. I'm going to go over the whole strategy. It's all going to make sense. So you have to catch up. You have to catch up on the course. You have to catch up in the community. Ask as many questions as possible. Get alpha, but research all the alpha in the group. Know what are the catalysts? What is the narrative? Is it even alpha? Is it a beta? Is it derivative? These are all things that are important, that form confluences for your entries and for your exits. Okay, but the main point is it's not the alpha group that creates any given person. It's you. All alpha groups have the same tools. Okay, you join my alpha group, it's the same Twitter trackers, the same wallet trackers, monitors, Magitsu tools, all of these things that help. But at the end of the day, it's just noise if you don't really understand crypto culture, if you're not actually putting in the due diligence on every single scan, if you don't have any on-chain literacy, if you can't even tell who's holding supply, what's locked, what's not locked, you can't read SolScan, that's what's important, right? So I just want to get over that hump first, right? You are the common denominator, right? And it's that mindset why a lot of people can't make it or will never make it. You're looking for just signals and scans, and you want to piggyback off of other people's research and other people's due diligence, and you don't have a clue what's going on. There's no six-figure trader, seven-figure trader that's just watching somebody else stream and piggyback off of their trades for a quick come up. That's gambling. There's no 6-7-figure trader who doesn't understand narratives, who doesn't understand certain ceilings for certain narratives, for certain metas. There's no 6 or 7-figure trader who can't even answer what's the biggest coin on pump right now. What's the biggest coin on Bonk right now? I want you to ask yourself this right now. Pause the video. What's the biggest coin right now on Pump Fund? On the Pump Fund Launchpad. Answer me that. Put it in the comments. I want to see a lot of engagement. I want to know that you guys are actually taking in the info from this video, that you guys like this style, because this is different. What's the biggest coin on Pump? What's the biggest coin on Bonk ecosystem right now? Answer me that. Right? Or top 2 coins on Pump, top 2 coins on Bonk. What's the top 2 coins on Believe ecosystem? Right? Internet capital markets meta. Answer me this. What's the biggest coins right now in creator capital markets meta? Right? The streamers. Who are the biggest streamers right now? Answer me that. If you can't answer those questions, I don't understand why you even think you have an edge in this market. I don't understand why you even think you can be 2 steps, 3 steps ahead in order to make any type of profits. You're not even doing any due diligence. You don't do research. And it's obvious, especially if you're telling me you've been trading for over a month. You should know all of these things. These are the very basics. You understand? Now, just off the top of my head, Pump Fund, we got Fartcoin. Okay, Bonk, we have Useless, which just broke over 300 million market cap. Is going to be $1 billion coin as long as things just keep accelerating the way they're accelerating. Launcher Coin. There's KNet. There's Startup. The biggest meme in the eco is Startup, sitting at like 30 million market cap right now on a retrace. Okay, Creator Capital Markets. We got Rasmer, which is sitting at like 10 million, 10 million. We have Gainsy. We have Based House. Okay, and cooking. There's so much more cooking underneath that's happening right now. All right, if you can't even name the biggest coins, how do you understand metas? How do you understand patterns when they come up? Okay, I can even go another step and tell you all the highs of each of these coins. I can tell you where they're at just off the top of my head, just on the retrace. All right, and this is what makes, and not just myself, Anybody who's a 6-7 figure trader can tell you this off of the top of their head at any given moment. And then there's you, who can't form a singular independent thought to save your fucking life. Think about that. If you can't think independently and have an independent strategy and have an independent take profit target before you even get into your setups, what makes you think you're going to have any edge in the long run? And let's take it a step further. Do you understand majors? Do you understand Bitcoin and the catalyst that's taking Bitcoin to all new highs? Do you understand Solana eco? There's people who come into the group, don't even know who TILLA is, don't even know who Tom is, who Elon is, right? These are key influencers in the space. And you guys can ask these questions in the comments or just join the group Race Pro. We answer these type of questions daily. We do weekly streams. But if you don't understand the very basics, and that's just crypto culture, that's one thing. Then there's on-chain literacy, right? Do you know how to read the blockchain? Right? Do you know how to track wallets? Right? Because then you can start using all the tools that we offer and tweets and knowing like the different metas and all of these things. They all kind of come together, creates a perfect storm where you're nailing entries, nailing exits. Then there's technical analysis, right? And it takes a lot of studying. People want to make 6-7 figures in this. You're not going to get it for nothing, right? There's one thing that we call tuition fees in the space, right? When you're losing, you're blowing accounts. As long as you learn from them, it's a lesson. And that's why we call it tuition fees, because you're learning. But then there's another level where you have to understand there's also technical analysis that you have to learn. There's on-chain literacy, like I said. There's understanding the culture as a whole. It's like crypto 101, then crypto 102, then crypto 500, right? It's like getting your credits, and every loss is another lesson and another example. And obviously you could cut through a lot of those losses by joining groups, and not just joining, but being active, adding your input, giving value, having well thought out scans with theses, okay, to show that you at least understand attention economy. Because that's all this is. Meme coins is an attention economy. If you understand catalysts, you understand what can happen next, you'll understand when you're early versus when you're late, when you're top blasting versus where you got a discount. And you'll understand on-chain literacy. Why it's probably not wise to get in on a coin that ran straight to 2 million in the first 15 minutes. You top blast. Now bundles are clearing out on top of your head. Top traders are clearing off on top of your head, your exit liquidity. Right? It bottoms out, and you weren't even wrong. You were just dumb. You didn't understand on-chain literacy. You didn't understand bundles. You didn't understand hype versus value, right? And then it 10x's from your entry still. When you took a negative 80% loss and rotated to the next one and lost on that one too, right? And this is a reoccurring cycle till you're at zero, and you do it over and over and over again because you don't ever form an independent thought for yourself. Now, what I was saying with the tuition fees is I've had people join my group, lose $200 and throw the flag right there. All right, first of all your favorite traders has probably lost tens of thousands of dollars, myself included, before they seen profits. There are doctors who spend multiple six figures on the education to become doctors, and not just financial input, but just the effort that they put into becoming a doctor, all the things that they have to learn, all the time they have to put in. And you want to trade one of the largest financial markets, one of the most liquid markets at the time, and one of the craziest times of history. You think you're just going to get lucky and print just like that? I'm sorry, but that's not how it works. You have to have a self-reliance mindset. You have to be able to stand on your own 2 feet. It's not going to work. And that's the mindset that you have to have, right? Because again, there's a whole, not even trifecta. What's a quarter? There's like 4 or 5 whole sectors that you have to understand to make it in this game. Most of you guys are just following your favorite KOL Twitter posts, and you're just EL 80% of the time. You can't even hold a coin to save your life. Again, there's on-chain literacy. There's understanding crypto culture. There's understanding technical analysis. And even more important, risk management. And there's subsections in there. There's risk management and there's emotional management, right? According to your portfolio, everybody's portfolio is different. Are you over leveraging your port? All right, the sweet spot for the most part is a win that feels like a win. You're putting enough where, let's say, if you made $300-$400, that's a win for you. Versus if you made $20-$30, is not really a win for you. Then you want to put that much. But also where a loss isn't devastating. It's not going to take out your entire port. Okay? Usually I say anywhere from 10 to 20 SOL to start is really good, where you can usually have a nice risk management strategy and still be happy with your profits. Okay, so these things are so important before you even think that you're going to make it in an industry like this, and it takes countless amount of hours. You guys compare yourselves to the Moraz, the Cupsies, the Urises. These are people making $1 million P&Ls, Gake, and you don't understand. These guys nerd out about their craft. You don't even nerd out about your craft. These guys nerd the fuck out when it comes to making money on chain. They understand all of these things. You can ask them anything about any narrative within any meta within the past 2 years, and they'll give you an answer on the spot. You have a lot of catching up to do. You can't compare yourself to these people or these P&Ls you see on Twitter. You got to be okay with making 0.5 SOL a day, 1 SOL a day. Even at that can potentially keep the 9 to 5 away. That's more than what the average American makes these days. So for those of you who think you can come in here and just gamble and just copy trade and make money fast, yes, it is fast. Memecoins is super liquid. It's asymmetrical returns. It's unlike anything we've ever seen before, and I can understand why it's getting onboarded so fast. But this streamer wallet tracking meta that's came about in the past year has made it ultra PvP, has made it ultra extractive. So if you're still playing the markets like the way, you know, a lot of these streamers teach, where you're on new pairs, even I've taught it, right? But if you're not successful, you got to pivot to what I'm about to show you now. And I have a lot of videos that I've already made that are coming out, but, you know, the editor takes time and, you know, all the flashy shit to, you know, really help people stay locked in on these videos. It's going to take a time, so I wanted to put this out just to help you guys understand it already. You're going to see a lot more streamers, or not just streamers, but serious traders teach more so this style of trading, especially while the market's accelerating, because it's looking more like last year where you can actually hold trades. Okay, even the videos that I've taught on how to trench is becoming a little bit outdated. A lot's changed. There's a lot more ecos like launch pads. There's a lot more tools, a lot more advanced type of trading. And even before it was very PvP, you had to be in and out of trades. You couldn't hold a trade for 2 days. Super hyper rotational, so it worked in that meta. Now you have to pivot. You got to know how to hold. You can make a lot more money trading $1 million floor and holding on a great narrative, 5-10x, than trying to catch those 10-20k shitters going up to 100-200k. There's a lesson in that. Study that. Right? So let's look at where the market is now as a whole. Okay, right now we just had Pump Fund drop a entire token. There was a lot of hype. It was a little bit underwhelming at first. Gotta let it kind of mature. But let me go ahead and share my screen and show you guys kind of what I'm looking at the markets, where to place your bets, and the mindset to holding these coins. Because before I jump into it, I just want you guys to understand, if you want to make money, you shouldn't be gambling. Flavor of the day coins, it's fun, and I like to do it too. But I understand whenever I get into a coin really early and I'm trenching, scanning, it's always a gamble, right? It is gambling with an edge, but it's always a gamble. Then there's a way to trade where you can increase your win rate, hold with size at higher market cap floors, and that's where you're more likely to make money consistently. It's more patient, right? You got to hold for a little bit, sometimes weeks, for it to really play out. But it's more believing, less over trading and losing your money to bullshit coins. And I'll show you an example of exactly what I mean in a moment. So if you look here, for example, let me start with a trade that I completely fumbled, right? This was Icon, and I shared it in my in Rage Pro. A lot of people ate on this more than I ate on this. And I was in Icon all the way down here at these levels. I even bought at the very low. And what I did here is I knew useless. My whole thesis was correct. I just wasn't patient enough for it to play out. I wanted to gamble on new pairs and have some fun. And although we did cook that week, but the conviction I had in here was different. I had a couple G's at the very bottom versus, you know, trading flavor of the day coins, putting in 2-3 SOL and making a 5-10x. I would have made way more just holding Icon within those times, right? On top of the losses I probably took, I probably made a little bit compared to what I would have made just holding Icon. I would have outperformed every single person just on holding one coin I had conviction in. Now, my thesis behind this coin was useless, was going to hit 100, 200, 300 mil. Bonk guy was behind it, and his whole portfolio is public, right? I seen Icon was one of his biggest holds, and it was going to trickle down into Icon, this huge Asian meta, and people were going to bid this, and they go to 50, 100 mil just off of just Bonk eco hype, and it being one of the first coins to run on Bonk, because even from when it first ran, it ran up to 13, 14 mil. And I bought the dip, and I had so much conviction in it, and I just kept on buying the dips, right? And what had happened is it ended up running, but then it went all the way back down to my entry, and I was just getting a little bit impatient, and I knew it was gonna play out. I literally had full conviction in this play, and then one day, like, I just wanted to rotate my bags. I ended up rotating and getting into more flavor of the day coins, and I forget what we was in that week, but we were printing back to back to back flavor of the day coins, and even still, it wasn't worth it, because from the lows, it ended up nearly 40xing from where I was. Right? That was a Jenny trade. It would have been one of my best trades of the year so far. So there's a lesson in that, right? Stick to your thesis. Let it play out. And this was one of the first fumbles I've made, because I'm usually good at keeping my thesis and sticking with my trades, but this was what made me even more anal about it. Okay? Now, speaking of anal, let's talk about other coins that I see huge potential in. And I have another video coming out. I've talked about this earlier, but Uranus. Okay, and it's a similar thesis. And I'm going to put this video out today so you can catch some bids, even where price is now. Okay. Now, guys, Jupiter is another eco that launched. We didn't even talk about Jupiter in the beginning, but Jupiter is a huge ecosystem platform within the niche that's been very generous. They gave out some of the biggest airdrops I've gotten huge airdrops from when I used to just trade off a Phantom on my phone on Jupiter. They always had the best fees, fastest fills, things of that nature, before all of these bots and things came about. Right now we have, it went from Bonk bots to Photon to where we are now with Axiom. Right, and shameless plug, Axiom is my favorite trading bot. It's the best trading bot, most updates, backed by Y Combinator. If you're not already on Axiom, there's no other platform even in competition. I've tried them all, Nova, Padre, all of these things. There's just no competition. Okay, you get double the rewards, half the fees with the link in my description. But with this ecosystem, I knew that Jupiter as a launch pad, it was just obvious they were gonna have a main runner. And there was one called Poopeter that dropped that day, and I remember I was like, it just felt weak to me, and I didn't want to chase it. I was already a little bit late, and then I saw Uranus drop, and it just made sense. It's one of those coins where it's just like, I guess intuition spoke to me, but at the same time, just in my mind, I'm just like, bro, obviously Jupiter, Uranus, and then just the age-old meme of Uranus, right? Just talking about it, just the jokes and the memes. It's just more memeable. Everything about it was just perfect to me, right? And I remember we saw it take off around like 3-4 mil. I didn't want to top blast. I was waiting for a nice dip, and it went straight to 24 mil. I was praying for a dip, family, and what happened? This pump token just sucked all the liquidity out the ecosystem. All these news like sent all of our memes right back down, and all I saw was discounts everywhere. So we were looking at this support area and order block for an entry on this trade, and we got it. If you're on Rage Pro or if you're in the inner circle, you got crazy entries on it. We already 2x'd, but and then like I said in the group, guys, anything under 10 mil on a coin like this is free. So I just kept on bidding. I've just been bidding these bounces, right? And then I believe this could be the last bounce. It's been holding this support pretty strong, and then I think it's on its way to all-time highs from here. I just want to see it break these barriers, get out of this accumulation area, and just take off. Okay, if you don't have a position yet, any bounces sub 10 mil, I think is a really good risk to reward on a coin like this. Now, obviously, we want to see Jupiter kind of back a token like this. We already had Meow interactions, Elon interactions. There's so many catalysts that could come out of a trade like this, and it just takes that one thing just to send it. Okay, and it can take days, it can take weeks, but if this is going to be 100 mil coin, you got to be prepared for the waves. Okay, it would be foolish, it would be unwise to put a bag in here now, and even if it dips and the thesis is the same, as long as there's nothing threatening our core thesis, to go and gamble the next KOL shill or whatever and rotate your bags. Learn from me. That's why I started with just that Icon fumble, because that was a huge fumble, right? 6-figure trade gone. Now here, sub 10 mil is practically free. What I see happening is it bouncing from this area. I think after this pump fund liquidity suck, I think we can have a really good movement from here. Okay, this is minor resistance zones. I can see it breaking through relatively easy, maybe bouncing through, and once it breaks through this one, I think we're seeing all-time highs again. Okay, and there's a chance maybe, it bounces a little bit more. If so, better for you, right? If some type of event happens and it just drops the previous support, better for us, more discounts, right? But I think it had a long accumulation period, especially for being the #1 coin on Jupiter, that it has time to really just take off from here. So get a position in your anus if you want to catch that 5x, 10x moving forward. So another thing that I want to kind of go over is just the Bonk ecosystem, right? So if you look, Bonk is looking really bullish. really, really bullish. It's been looking bullish. We've talked about this in the inner circle as well, even in Raise Pro. Now, what you see here is a strong level of resistance got broken. Strong level of resistance. And you see what happened last time it broke this resistance. Look at this candle. Right? If everything is accelerating the way it's accelerating, if you guys know cycles, if you know Bitcoin, if you know majors, it goes from Bitcoin being the mother of it all the way down to, you know, Ethereum, other layer ones, altcoins, which has been kind of sucked by meme coins, right? And then the big meme coins are the first to see all the drip from the majors. Okay, so with that being said, Bonk looks like it is going to go crazy. 5 bill to 10 bill this cycle. Easily. This is a good hold to accumulate. And you guys got to understand, 4.6 billion of Bonk as a market cap before, even that is free compared to what Bonk is today, right? Obviously, it's a meme coin, so there is no cap. But more so than that, they have a whole launch pad. They have more products now. Even with their whole launch pad that's generating hundreds of millions in fees this year, they're burning a lot of those tokens and also putting a lot of half of those tokens into Bonk. Right? So it's a whole flywheel effect that they have going on that I just don't see Bonk not performing. Right? And the more Bonk performs, what does that say about its main runners? Right? Icon still has room to go. Crazy. Now it's at a good dip. I'm not going to go look at the chart again, but we'll go to useless. Just this morning, I did a call with Rage members, and in our inner circle group, we talked about breaking this level of resistance today, and it broke this level of resistance today. Okay, it's going straight to 500 mil, fam. This is such a free play, right? Dollar cost average in, let it ride. This is going to be $1 billion play in the Bonk ecosystem. If you believe in where meme coins are headed, if you believe in the things that I'm kind of talking about today, it's time to take action. Right? Start believing in coins more than trading coins, and you'll make it this cycle. In fact, the only way meme coins thrives this cycle, if we get back to that, if it stays what it was just a few months ago, which was also important, because I don't want those shaded. There's different types of trading. If you're really fast and you have good instincts and you can read patterns well and you want to scalp and trade fast, you know, in and out coins all day, there are traders who have that style, but it's unwise, right? And for the ecosystem of meme coins to survive and hit new levels, these coins have to perform past, you know, $1 billion market. There has to be a lot of them that pass $1 billion market cap in order for this thing to really take off the way we want it to take off. So if you believe in these things, this is one of them. Useless. This is the number one coin in the Bonk ecosystem. Okay, one that I've been talking about a lot that I really like is also Bao Bao. Okay, Bao Bao is sitting at a important level of support right now. Okay, we've been bidding Bao Bao since sub 2 mil in this area. Okay, we already got more than a 5x on this run up here, but I'm still holding bags. I want to see Bao Bao really kind of take off. It has a lot of attention in the Bonk ecosystem as a CTO, and it's Bonk's little brother, coined by the Bonk team themselves. Right? They have merch dropping for Bao Bao. They have its own TV show. I heard it was on Cartoon Network. I'm not sure how. I didn't see it, but that's what I heard. It's just a bunch of bullish factors and catalysts that I can see happening with this coin Bao Bao. There's a lot of good wallets in. I see smart wallets accumulating. So this isn't something that I would fade. 2 mil entry, I think, is a really good entry. And we'll see how this one plays out as well. Imagine Bonk reaching new highs, 5 bill, 10 bill. What do you think happens with Bao Bao's Bonk's little brother, Bao Bao? Okay, I see the team is super active. They have an artist on board who's literally next level. Okay, and I would show you guys. I want this just for the sake of time. I said this video is going to be 20 minutes. We might be over that already, but I just wanted to share the sauce with you guys. Now, there's a few more, and I'll go over them really quickly. We have, let's see here, Fartcoin is the #1 coin on Pump as of right now. That one continues to perform. 100% going to hit previous all-time highs of 2 billion. All right, that's almost 2x from here. Once it passes all-time highs, that's a clean 2x, right? To start accumulating on coins like that, very important. I'm not going to get too much into the technicals on that one, but other coins that I'll mention just for now is Lucky Coin, which I really like. Okay, it's been in this area of support all week through all the liquidity sucking events, right? I wanted to see this happen. Obviously, like I said, all these liquidity sucking events, you know, all eyes are on majors. All eyes was on Pump Fund token launching. Now that that's kind of clearing out, I think we'll have some space for all of our coins to start to finally perform. So it's been bouncing off of these levels, bounce, 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 and I see it going from these levels, passing this minor resistance here, and then bouncing to all-time highs. Right? That's Lucky Coin. Salami is another really good one. It's hitting this level of accumulation as well, and it's just been, guys, it's just been holding this level for weeks now since it's dropped, right? Solana put out a tweet calling Solana salamis, and if you've been in meme coins for any amount of time, you've probably already heard it, right? People say, oh, I'm loading up on salamis, send me a salami, whatever the case is. That's what we call Solana sometimes. And it was just only a matter of time before it got tokenized, and it becoming tokenized as a result of a Solana tweet is bullish. It was listed on Moonshot, all of these cool catalysts. All of this accumulation just tells me it's only a matter of time before it just reaches escape velocity. Now, you guys can see I'm not just chasing the charts on the same day that it's getting super hyped up. Now, we have people in the group, obviously, who called this. We had Crypto Hoodie call this at 100K market cap. And we have a case study that I did with Crypto Hoodie. I'll put this out sometime during the week after my other videos on his success and what turned him from losing trader to a positive trader. Really good sauce on that. Stick around, hit like, subscribe for that video. He's in Rage Pro. He showed his trade live while it was happening. Me personally, I didn't chase the trade. I waited for it to bottom out, and I've just been accumulating. And it's only a matter of time before it hits, you know, it's a strong community forming, a strong floor forming. You don't want to fade it. A lot of times you guys capitulate. Capitulate means when you just can't take it anymore. You're so emotional about a trade. Maybe you're in drawdown. Maybe you didn't get the best entries. Maybe you didn't dollar cost average in the proper way, whatever the case is. But capitulation is where you finally just can't wait no more. You're impatient. You know the trade is going to play out. You know its potential, but you rage quit and you sell. That is capitulation. Usually, at that very moment, is where we hit escape velocity, baby. Next level. New all-time highs, new all-time highs. Why? Because you finally capitulated. That's what it feels like anyway. And don't be that person. Believe, hold, don't over-rotate your bags. Wait for a floor to pick up, and you see, I mean, rewind this video and just look at all the markups. It's all the same thing. It's the same pattern. Shit goes up, bundles are out, top holders are selling, top traders are already out, and now it's a real community being formed, and it shows you on the chart. It shows you because it just can't break below this level. And then eventually, enough holders, enough diamond handlers, enough people talking about it, enough community, enough push, and then maybe some sort of catalyst, something happens where it just takes off. And then this hype cycle repeats. Everybody starts getting euphoric. It goes crazy. We're taking profits, baby. We are up because we got in with size and we were patient. And then the next people have to wait for the next run or whatever the case, right? And this is a coin I can see easily 10, 20 mil targets. Okay, so you can hold coins for 5, 10x and let it cook instead of having to rotate and lose. You get impatient. You're holding salami. You're impatient. You're sitting in drawdown, or maybe a little bit in profit. You just want to take it so you could go and trade the next coin that your favorite KOL is talking about. You get in, you top blast. Now you're in drawdown again, and you're not even patient for that one because maybe it is a good call. You're not going to DCA. You're not going to wait for it to play out. You're not even going to do the due diligence yourself. You're just going to take his word for it. You're going to wait for him to post about it again. You're not going to work for your bags. Why would you do that? This is supposed to be easy, right? And then you can't take it no more. You're going to capitulate and rotate to the next bag, right? You're going to follow the next hype because a smart trader got in. You follow and trail his buy, right? You're in for a day. He sells on your head. Or maybe an hour, maybe 5 minutes. When are you going to learn the way? When are you going to do your own due diligence? When are you going to form a single independent thought in this space? Right? So, I don't want to give you guys, well, I want to give you guys all the sauce that I can, but I want you guys to take that in. Obviously, there's more where that came from. If you like this video, what I want you guys to do is hit the like button, subscribe, just give me a reason, give me some type of indicator you guys are gaining value from it, and I'll put out more. Again, I know it's unscripted, unedited, but it is straight sauce. If you made it to this part of the video, congratulations, you might have a chance, but it doesn't stop here, right? It's not just what TILLA says. It's not just what your favorite crypto influencer says. It's the system that you can build for yourself. Right, the understanding that you can build for yourself that gets you first in the next coin. You got to be able to know where attention is going to be before the attention is there. You have to be able to front run narratives. You have to be able to buy those bottoms. And usually it's so obvious. You just got to be able to hold. And you got to be able to be diligent. So, like this video, subscribe, join Rage Pro if you're not in Rage Pro already. Prices will be going up. It's a lot of sauce, a lot of value in this group. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Show me what you guys want to see more of. If you like this style, say this. Or whatever you guys kind of want to see. I know it's a lot for one video. I have a 24-page document right now that I'm working on. It's going to be the single best masterclass on everything that I'm trying to show, but broken down so where I think anybody would be able to study that and understand it to a whole new level. Obviously, Rage Pro is going to have it way before YouTube gets it, but when you guys get it, I think it's going to be insane. So, see you guys in the next video. Thank you if you made it this far. Love y'all. Peace.